It is a beautiful day. It's nice and cool this morning. Getting everything fed. We're about to start picking cucumbers. You can just see the fruit hanging on the vine here. Came out the other day. I did some pretty heavy pruning, but there's still a lot of suckers that need to be taken care of. You know, if you're not right on top of these things every day, a tomato can put itself into an unproductive cycle. And you really want to be careful of that. Because, you know, I've said it before, we're trying to produce tomatoes, not leaves. If you are in your tomatoes every day and you find worms, there's no reason to panic. You know, simply speaking, you just pluck them off and feed them to the chickens, and then come back and put a little BT on them. We like to use BT. You know, folks, this is not a lot of cucumbers. And you have to remember, we're right here in the middle of a subdivision. There's houses everywhere. They're packed right together. This lot that we live on might be about 1/4 of an acre. But we are producing some food here, you know. If you look down in here, we have food. We're picking, you know. These are leaf-footed bugs. They don't really damage the fruit, but they are a nuisance. They'll make your fruit not very pretty. It's time to pick a few tomatoes while I've got the nutrients going here. That's not a bad little harvest for just 24 plants right there in the backyard, you know. It's not bad at all. Let's go pick what's in front. So that's our harvest right there from the front beds. That's not bad, you know? It's not bad at all. These plants here in the front yard, these are really just starting to come into the prime. These Cherokee purples, man, they are loaded. Here's what happens when they get so heavy. Yeah, it'll just break the stem on it. So I just went and got a load of compost, and I need to get that unloaded, but before I do that, I need to get these carrots picked. You know, one of the things I've always loved about growing carrots is you don't ever really know what's coming out of the ground until you grab hold of it. You know, these carrots were planted at the exact same time. And you just never know what you're going to pull up. One, you know, that little one probably had more shade. You know, you get some with 2 or 3 legs on them. You know, where they run into a rock or a piece of sand or whatever. And carrot's so funny, you know, it'll grow right around a piece of sand. You know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Alright, so I've gone through and I've forked this bed, and I've actually extended it out a little bit. We're going out to 25 feet here. And I'm just using this potato fork here because that's what I've got. You know, I don't have a broad fork. I'd love to have a broad fork, but I don't have one. Alright, now I got me a nice place to put me some beans. Excuse me, some peas. I'm planting some peas. These are going to be pink eye purple hull peas. You know, we had that tree taken down. We had to bring down a piece of fence over here, and neighbor and I got out here and put this fence back up. And while we were doing that, I went ahead and built me a little lean-to shed here. You know, I've lived in this house for, y'all gotta excuse this mess over here. I've lived in this house almost 20 years, and the only thing I've ever done with this space right here is cut the grass. So now, I'm once again, I'm taking advantage of every inch that I have that's available to me, that belongs to me, and I think it's really going to be a big asset to the house. So I just got out here to the big garden, and Noel called me and said that there was a snake trying to kill a rat in the garage. You gotta love it. You know, we got some disease pressure out here. I sprayed this stuff the other day with copper. So I sprayed it the other day with copper, and I wish I would have brought my sprayer today. This is mildew, it's downy mildew or something like that. They need to be sprayed again. It's so humid here in Georgia that it's hard to fight disease sometimes. But we're going to, you know, we'll fight as hard as we can. Do what we can. I'm picking beans again. I just got this one little row that I'm going to pick over here. There's still a lot of really young small beans and blooms on here. So, you know, there's going to be 3 pickings on these beans. They look good. That 5-gallon bucket right there of beans came off of this one double roof. It might be 25 feet. That's a lot of beans. That is a lot of beans. You know, beans are legumes, and beans and peas and things like that, all legumes fix nitrogen, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. So I'm going to do my best to try to help somebody understand what fixing nitrogen means. So we have nitrogen in the atmosphere, and beans and peas and legumes will absorb that nitrogen out of the atmosphere, just out of the air. And then what they do is they store it up in their roots. And they store it in little nodules. And those little nodules look just like fertilizer. And those are nitrogen nodules. Okay? So if you just take that, you just leave, if you cut that bead off and leave that root in the ground, that will actually fertilize your soil. Alright folks, that's it for this day in this big garden. I just want to encourage you, treat people with a little bit of decency, and that'll go a long way in your life. I love you. Y'all take care.